The Dead Groom's House, a macabre legend of Jaffa Street. In the heart of Jerusalem, amidst the bustling streets and ancient walls, lies a building shrouded in a dark and macabre legend. Welcome to the Dead Groom's House on Jaffa Street, where a wedding celebration descended into a nightmarish affair, and the whispers of its chilling history still haunt the city to this day. What really happened in this mansion, and why do locals say that the dead never truly left? Stay with us as we unravel the terrifying legend of the Dead Groom's House. Our story begins in the late 19th century on Jaffa Street, one of Jerusalem's most prominent thoroughfares. Back then, it was lined with grand houses and luxurious buildings, one of which was a stately mansion owned by a wealthy merchant family. The house was chosen as the venue for a lavish wedding that was meant to unite two powerful families. The mansion was beautifully adorned for the wedding. Candles were lit, the finest food was prepared, and the air was filled with music and joy. The bride, radiant in her gown, awaited her groom. But as the celebrations began, a sudden and tragic twist of fate changed everything. Just as the groom was about to meet his bride, he suffered a massive heart attack and died on the spot. In an instant, the celebration turned to horror. But what happened next is what makes this tale so chilling. In an almost unbelievable turn of events, the family, grief-stricken and desperate to maintain their honor, decided that the wedding must go on. According to legend, they dressed the groom's lifeless body in his wedding attire and sat him at the head of the banquet table, as if nothing had happened. The guests, paralyzed by shock, were forced to proceed with the celebrations, eating, drinking, and dancing, while the dead groom watched over them. Some say that the bride, in her sorrow and disbelief, danced with the corpse of her beloved husband, her white dress stained by grief and dread. As the night wore on, strange things began to happen. The air grew colder, the candles flickered wildly, and the sound of the groom's heartbeat was said to echo through the halls. The wedding that was supposed to be a joyous occasion had become a grotesque spectacle, a marriage between the living and the dead. After that night, the mansion on Jaffa Street was never the same. The legend goes that the house was cursed by the unnatural wedding that had taken place within its walls. Those who entered the house afterward reported strange occurrences: footsteps in empty rooms, the sound of faint music, and cold drafts that seemed to come from nowhere. Some even claimed to have seen the ghost of the dead groom wandering the halls, dressed in his wedding clothes, searching for his bride. His face pale, his eyes hollow, he is said to appear to those who dare to stay too long, as if inviting them to join him in the afterlife. Over the years, the house became a symbol of bad luck and tragedy. Several owners attempted to renovate and live in the house, but each met with misfortune: financial ruin, unexplained illnesses, and strange accidents. Soon, no one dared to live there, and the house was left abandoned, becoming a haunted relic of Jerusalem's dark history. Today, the Dead Groom's House on Jaffa Street still stands, albeit in ruins. It has become a part of Jerusalem's urban lore, with people daring one another to enter its haunted halls. Paranormal investigators, thrill seekers, and curious tourists visit the house, hoping to catch a glimpse of the restless groom or hear the faint echo of the cursed wedding banquet. But the story of the Dead Groom's House resonates far beyond the boundaries of legend. In many ways, it serves as a metaphor for the way societies deal with grief, death, and tradition. In a world obsessed with appearances and social status, the decision to hold a wedding with a dead groom speaks to the lengths people will go to preserve honor, even at the expense of their humanity. This legend also reflects the human fear of confronting mortality. The unnatural act of forcing life into a space meant for death symbolizes how societies often mask their fears with rituals, leaving deeper wounds hidden beneath the surface. In today's fast-paced, image-conscious world, the dead groom's house reminds us of the dangers of denying reality in favor of appearances. It is a cautionary tale about the importance of acknowledging grief, of facing our mortality head-on, rather than attempting to bury it beneath tradition or social pressure. The dead groom's house is more than just a spooky legend. It's a haunting reminder of how far we are willing to go to maintain the illusion of normalcy, even in the face of death. As the years pass, the house on Jaffa Street continues to stand as a symbol of the fine line between life and death, between celebration and despair. So, the next time you walk down Jaffa Street, you may find yourself drawn to the dead groom's house. But beware, the groom is still waiting inside, longing for a dance with anyone brave enough to step across the threshold. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this macabre tale, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. What do you think about the dead groom's house? An urban legend or a tragic reality? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, stay curious and stay safe.